Hi there, my name is Cudabear. I've been playing Runescape on and off for about 16 years now. During that time, I've played many different kinds of accounts. I've had skillers, including my current one. That account serves as my main account because I don't have anything better. I've also tried an Ironman, an Ultimate Ironman, and all sorts of restricted builds such as a Pure, and of course the limited game modes such as Trailblazer. I haven't played this game unrestricted since about 2011, but that will change today. Meet Macroefficient. Meet Macroefficient, my new old-school RuneScape main account. As the name and matching appearance suggests, the main motivation behind this account is that it is very difficult to get good shots of my Time Before Ironman account with only restricted builds. I want to build this account up as fast as possible to have access to everywhere Time Before might go, so that I can use it to get creative camera shots. Thus, the series idea was born, Macroefficient Main. I've never really enjoyed playing RuneScape in a micro-efficient way. Tick manipulation or prayer flicking have always seemed tedious and unnecessary to me. However, macro efficiency is where I thrive. The difference is, instead of eking out every tiny bit of experience during individual play sessions, I instead enjoy routing hundreds of hours of gameplay to make sure I can achieve my goals as fast as possible. While both micro and macro efficiency combined is ultimately the most efficient way to play, I find macro efficiency to be the more important of the two. My goal is to get this account access to every major content in the game as fast as possible with that in mind. Now, I won't be providing a WOOX level walkthrough of every decision and step along the way, but more of a general progression and outline. This account will primarily be played alongside Time Before in an effort to serve as a filler series for when Time Traveller Ironman hits long grinds. Therefore, the videos you'll see on this series will be significantly less edited and scripted. My primary focus will remain Time Traveller Ironman, so this series will likely not be as frequent. Are you ready to jump in? I'm certainly excited. Let's get started with Macroefficient Main. So of course, the first problem every new main account will have is that money is the key to everything. Definitely the bottleneck in the early game. There's so many good unlocks that can be obtained simply by having the starting cash. So I am going to go ahead and show you the surefire, ultimate, fastest way to earn money on a brand new level 3 account in free-to-play that'll easily get membership via a bond as well as an extra bond for money purposes. And it's to go here and click this button. I'll be right back. Alright, there we go. Go ahead and grab that bond out of here. So, almost to the Grand Exchange, I hopped over to a members world. Obviously, it's not very exciting that I just bought membership in a bond, but honestly speaking, the fact is, if you really wanted to try to earn a bond from scratch in free-to-play, you're going to have a really hard time. The amount of money that you can make in free-to-play, especially on a new account, is extremely limited, as there's a lot of restrictions placed on brand new accounts when they're first created, as well as most of the money makers in free-to-play being limited. So by buying this bond, I basically earned this account 5 million gold just from that action. And it only cost me $7 in real life, which is pretty good. And that is easily maybe 10 hours or more from this level, potentially even more if you consider the membership costs as well. So if you're really serious about making a macro efficient main, I would just recommend go ahead and buying a bond and membership instead of trying to earn it in free to play. Now I'm hoping this will be the only bond I have to buy on this account. I'm hoping that my cash stack will organically replace itself as I play the game. I'm not planning on doing any major skilling goals that will cost a lot of money or unlocking any major powerful items right away, so I'm hoping I'll be able to earn the money myself via gameplay. However, I am going to be paying for my membership with real money and not by buying bonds. So let me go ahead and show you just what the power of having this much cash right at the start of your account can actually unlock. It's kind of ridiculous. I actually pulled up a list of all of the quest items that are required for all of the quests. It's around 220 items. The list is also pretty outdated, so some of the new quests aren't included, but that should give me pretty much most of the items I should need for this account. So I'm going to go ahead and buy those now. Alright, that took a while actually, and it didn't actually feel like a very complete list to me. I feel like there were some gaps even considering its age, but if I have to buy some more items, no big deal. This should be the vast majority of them at least. Only spent about 500k on everything, so that's pretty good honestly. It's pretty pretty much all just going to kind of sit here in this tab. So now I'm going to go ahead and buy all the exciting stuff, which is the stuff that I'm actually going to use for the early progression of the account. Alright, it might not seem like much, but that's most of what we need, actually. A bunch of teleports around the game, stamina potions, some food, fire staff, somewhere else is mind runes and air runes, I don't know where they went, and then some dragon bones and burning amulets, which I'm going to go ahead and use first. If you guessed it, that's right, we're going to use all these dragon bones on the chaos altar to get 43 prayer before we do anything else. That is an extremely useful unlock that everyone should probably get ASAP. It's so cheap out there in the wilderness. I'm honestly not too worried about losing an inventory of bones. If someone catches me, no big deal, but it's still pretty nerve-wracking, honestly. I kind of hate using this altar. And it is just so fast out here that you get these levels. It's awesome. Alright, there's 43 prayer. Protect from melee unlocked. It was just over 3 inventories, so not too bad. I don't know if I had average luck or good luck. I didn't bother running the calculations. I kind of wish I would have gotten a few more bones, as getting Eagle Eye and Mystic Might right away would have been very helpful, but I can always come back later. In theory, you could probably do all the way up to 70 out here, as this is reasonably efficient, but I didn't want to drop all that cash on it just now, when Piety won't be unlocked for a long time. Oh, and I held on to 1 dragon bone, because I think it's needed in a quest. Alright, next thing to do is to buy a house, and it's for a very important reason, but it's not to actually use my house for myself. But then I'm able to use house teleport tablets, which I bought from the Grand Exchange, to go to this ramshackle house that I'm not going to be using for a long time. But outside this portal, if you go to a house party world, so in this world you can go to anyone's house really, and it's this amazing thing where as long as you're not an Ironman, you basically can get all the benefits of a fully maxed house without having to actually do any of the training. So there is a ornate rejuvenation pool to recharge my stats. There's a teleportation nexus that has teleports to literally everywhere. There's also mounted jewelry that I can use to teleport with. So it's just extremely useful. Just having the house teleports in my inventory and being in this world gives me access to so many things. Alright, from here on out, I'm pretty much just going to be following the wiki's quest guide. I don't know how far I'll go on it, but you can get really far in the quests in this game just by following this guide and doing the efficient skilling where necessary to get to the next quest. There are so many unlocks you can get without really any grinding this way, so that's what I'll be doing. And first quest done, Cook's Assistant complete. There we go. Turning in X marks the spot. The next quest gives us access to Corend, very critical. Also gives us a nice experience lamp, which we're going to go ahead and put directly into agility, as that is going to be the most useful thing in terms of the routing, at least on the wiki. I'll definitely be multi-questing where it makes sense. Obviously, just stopping here to turn in the beads for Impcatcher, and I totally forgot how to start it, which is a one-stop quest, so as long as I'm here, I might as well do it. I also started Rune Mysteries, so I can do that while I'm in the basement here as well. And there's Restless Ghost, which is a little bit of prayer experience, though not such a big amount that it's necessarily worth doing before you run out to the Chaos Altar and do your 43 prayer grind. You'll need more prayer experience anyway, so no big deal. And there we go. Rune Mysteries complete. One more down, on to the next one, which is just getting another quick stop off here in Remington to do the Witch's Potion quest, which is another very easy quest that'll help boost up my magic a little bit, which gets me closer to Fire Strike, which I really do need. So I think that should be 9 magic. 10. Pretty good. Alright, time for client. Alright, so this is definitely a quest that probably could be done faster by someone who knows more about Zaya than I do. I don't really know how to get around that well, especially with all the new teleport tablets and stuff that have come out. But it only took around 10 minutes, not too bad honestly. I'm going to slap the experience reward into agility as the wiki recommends, and I agree, because we will be needing it later. And as for the favor certificate, that's going to go straight into Piscarilius, as that's one of the only other early game quests that requires favor. Honestly, I did not realize how broken the house system is. The fact that you can spend a K and a couple hundred coins on each teleport and just have access to all these end game shortcuts is just ridiculous. It's so nice. What the heck is this, man? I'm gonna die to a railing? I can't even fix a railing without dying? There's Dwarf Canyon complete. Man, this is my first time using the Quest Helper plugin, which was recently released. This thing is incredible. It is so great. I'm so thankful to the people who made it. It is just, you don't have to glance back and forth between a quest guide anymore. You can just look directly at Runelight and it tells you exactly what to do. On to the next one. I stopped recording instead of recording, that's annoying, but Waterfall Quest complete. That's 30 attack and strength, which is incredible. Gotta love doing this quest early. Get all of those early melee stats out of the way. So a little bit of a jump there, but I'm on Tree Gnome Village now, next on the quest list. And this is actually the first time I've ever done the quest when I've gotten Protect from Melee in advanced. It makes it pretty trivial. I did only bring one prayer potion, so hopefully that's enough. And I can't quite do Fire Strike yet, so hopefully I'll level up in order to be able to do that. Alright, a couple more hits here. And this is really why a couple of the most important things to go for in the early game is Protect from Melee and Fire Strike, as they are entirely overpowered for any early game content. This is obviously something that's supposed to be more of a mid-game boss. He's like a level 112, but I'm able to kill him within the first couple hours of starting my account just by having these two abilities unlocked. Alright, another really easy quest that has a very powerful early game unlock, and that's the Spirit Trees actually. It also has some nice experience reward for it, but the Spirit Trees are going to be amazing, as I'm able to unlock access to a couple areas that are difficult to get to just by going to the Grand Exchanges. There's a Spirit Tree there. So that's nice and straightforward, super easy. And the reward is 11,000 attack experience, getting me all the way up to 36, which is incredible. I'm going to drop the amulet, I don't need it. Alright, next is on to Monk's Friend and Hazil Cult. Two really easy ones. Super nice and easy. Of course, have to participate in this party, regardless of whether or not I wanted to, but that's fine. And 2,000 woodcutting experience and 8 law runes, which is pretty nice. On to the next one, Hazil Cult. Interesting. I don't think he gave me any poison because I have some. I've never bought this poison in advance, so hey, it works. Oh, that's why he didn't give me poison. The quest helper put me down the wrong path. It thinks I'm on the murder path, but apparently I chose the good path. Interesting. I guess I'll be on my own from here. Alright, there's Hazil Cult done. On to the next one. Alright, Murder Mystery complete. Another really awesome early game quest, up to 14 crafting right away. Usually people find a way to get up to 10 crafting in order to make bowstring, and this is the easiest way to do it. On to the next one, which is actually going to be Merlin's Crystal, which is actually a bit of a bigger one. there's Merlin's Crystal Complete. Not a big quest on its own, but it does allow me to start the Holy Grail, which is the next big one. So this is the big boy, gives a lot of defense and prayer experience, great for an early game account. So usually people in this quest, when they have to come to this boss fight, they'll either pray it out, or they'll flinch it, or they'll use magic from a distance, which is very ineffective because he's got massive range and attack defense. I'm going to try something a little bit different this time and use a halberd because he can't retaliate from there. So it should be a nice, easy AFK way to kill him, and it seems to be working. I also grabbed a super strength and attack potion as well to hopefully try to speed this up. Alright, and now that he's low, we can get in close with Excalibur. And this will probably take quite a while too. There we go. Always a long fight, that one. Not really any way around it. But thankfully that only took me about 10 minutes. And it's definitely worth doing early on for the experience boost. Alright, and that's the end of the Holy Grail quest. 15,000 defense experience, all the way up to 31, and the prayer experience actually got me up to 45, which is amazing, because now I can use Mystic Might, which will help a little bit in the coming quests. Okay, on to the next one now, which is, a Druidic Ritual, which is a back to basics, honestly. Let's go. So turning in Druidic Ritual now. Another very easy quest, but very crucial as it unlocks the Herb War skill. So on to the next one, which I believe is Witch's House. This is definitely a quest that I think probably could be done sooner. Though a lot of these early quest routing, there's not a ton of reasoning behind it. This hit points experience is really useful, just kind of make sure you don't die on some of the other quests, but managed to make it through, not a big deal. 24 hit points from this quest, definitely a very important early game quest to do. Alright, on to the next one, which is actually going to be Black Knight's Fortress. Alright, not a super important quest on its own, but it does allow me to begin the next quest, which is Recruitment Drive, and it actually has a pretty nice reward. That's the end of Recruitment Drive. Another super useful quest, as it gives you all of this early game experience in Herb Lore and Agility, and a little bit in Prayer too. So that is amazing. Okay, so I actually think I'm going to leave off episode 1 of Macroefficient Main here. It's primarily been questing, as that's ultimately the most efficient way to kick off any account, but also all the way up to 36 quest points already. And just by doing those quests, we achieved these stats, which is incredible. The next couple episodes of the series will likely be more questing. There's not a whole lot of skilling that even needs to happen. I do have the goal of getting the Questscape, as I feel like that would be extremely useful to have for this account, also allowing it to keep up with Time Before. So that's where I'm going to leave it. Thank you so much for watching. Definitely be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more episodes of this series. Take care everyone, and I will see you in the next one.